Hello everybody, this is All Outdoor One here with another gear review. Today I'm going to be talking about the BCB Crusader cooking kit, and I'll be demonstrating how it works, as well as showing you some of the simple modifications I've made to the system so it works for me. So the basic BCB Crusader cooking unit consists of this, which is the base. It's made out of stainless steel, covered in a special coating. It's a very simple design. It's literally like a little bowl, fits in the palm of your hand. In here there's a rounded inner cup which holds solid fuel, such as esbit, hexamine, trioxane. You know, these fuels come in tablet format. Here you simply break one of these in half, put it here into the middle and light it, obviously, and then this folds across like so, and on this metal here you rest your cooking cup, which is the other part of the Crusader cooking unit, which is essentially a stainless steel cup again. So once the fuel's lit, you simply put it on top, and it doesn't actually come with a lid. The lid has to be purchased separately. It's made out of plastic, which sadly means you can't put the whole cup into a fire, for example, to cook on. I've tried, and it's melted the cup to some extent. Luckily I noticed and took it out of the flames. So basically that's how the unit works. Now the problem for me with this unit was that I don't particularly like using solid fuels, trioxane, hexamine, esbit, because personally I just really don't like the smell, and the fumes are highly toxic. So generally I prefer to use a Trangia type stove, an alcohol stove. This isn't actually Trangia, it's another brand. However, with this unit, when I put the alcohol stove in here, which coincidentally fits perfectly into the basin in the middle of the cooker, you know, it prevents it from moving around. Yeah, when I tried to cook on this using these bars here, the height between the cooker and the cup was too small, and the flames kept going out. So basically I just made a stand for the pot. I just made this out of a coat hanger, just bent it into shape, and literally this goes on top like so, clips down, so you know it's solidly in place, won't move around on you, and then literally put the cup on top like so, and you know that allowed for a sufficient gap between the alcohol stove and the cup, so it allowed enough oxygen to get in there basically, and I was able to cook on this unit, and have been doing so for about a year now, and I think this is a very effective system. You know, the fumes from the alcohol aren't poisonous. Obviously it's carbon dioxide, so it's best to do it in a ventilated area, but you can cook inside your tent if necessary to some extent, compared to the solid fuel tablets. Yep, so now it's time for my morning cup of tea, and I'll just demonstrate quickly how this works using the alcohol stove. So obviously first of all we need to put some fuel into the stove in the middle. Personally I like to carry about 8 ounces for a 2 to 3 day trip. I find that's usually enough. It usually takes about 1 ounce. You know, the markings here show you how much to pour in, although I can estimate roughly anyway. You know, I prefer this over an aluminium bottle, mostly because, you know, it's just easier to pour with the squirts top. and it's lighter obviously. So here we go. So that's about a sufficient amount, about an ounce, enough to boil about 500 millilitres of water in a fairly short time. So after fueling up, one simply ignites the flames. As you can see, the flames have started there. Initially the alcohol in the middle bit burns before the alcohol is vaporized and comes out of these jets here, and it looks similar to a stove at home. So once that's generating sufficient heat and the burners are working properly, you simply put your cup on top of there, and 500 mils of water should burn in about should boil within about 8 to 12 minutes. So now you can see that the jets have started, so that should just about be hot enough to sustain the flames whilst I put the cup on top. Which literally is as simple as this. The nice thing about this unit is that you can buy the plastic lid for it, which obviously speeds up boiling times, and subsequently you use less fuel. And yeah, it's a good little unit, nice and compact, super hard wearing. Yeah, I'll come back to this when the water's boiling. Right guys, because I'm just boiling a small amount of water, I think it's about 350 mils. I've waited about 6.5 minutes, 7 minutes, and it's on the boil now. Still plenty of fuel. As you can see, it's a very efficient way to use alcohol fuel. As it's a plastic lid, that's one downside of this thing. It kind of wedges in there when it becomes really hot, but I mean, the water's boiling away there, as you can see. You can also use this as a cup. As I say, it sits in there quite firmly when the metal's hot, so you can just drink out of here once it's cooled down sufficiently. Obviously, don't burn your lips. Yeah, but that's also a pouring spout, so you can pour it directly into your mug. Yeah, I hope that's useful. I think this is a great way to cook, very easy to use as well, and cheap as well, which is important. Cheap and good quality, which is what I like. Yeah, another advantage of this is that you can actually, take the alcohol stove out, have it empty obviously, fill this up with wood, set a fire under there, and you can even cook on wood in this unit, and it's all contained, or coals, etc. But yeah, decent little cooker, will last forever, cheap to run. Yeah, recommended by me, all outdoor one. Yeah, leave any comments or suggestions. Enjoy. Bye bye.